once you're done with your models, the next step is to present them in a nice format. Stata has two user-written programs that allows you to export regressions and some other Stata output into Word documents that you can actually show in a nice way. The first one is reg2, and this is mostly for regression results. You need to install it by typing sse install reg2. You can also type replace in case you want to update it. You already have it. Then let me just run that. Select that. So I already have it. So, but in case you don't, once you install it, you can type help reg2 to see all the options that you have with the command. The basic way of using this is you run the regression. Let's run one of the regressions that we did before. So that's the regression. And now let's type the command. So you type reg2 is the name of the command using, and then here you select whatever name of the file you want. So in this case, we're going to save it to a Microsoft Word document. And I'm going to call it myreg.doc. You can choose whatever name you want. Just make sure you can do you put the extension. If you want to save it to Excel, you can just put XLS. Normally, the best format is in documents. And then comma replace in case you want to replace an existing version of the file, or this is the first time you're saving it. In case there is already one existing. So let me run that. So, important step, you run the regression first and then you run the reg. If you notice, there is a link right below the command. And if you have a Windows machine, you might want to click on that one. And then Word document opens. And it shows you a nice output. This is the output that most papers, most journals accept when you publish a paper in the journal. This is how the regressions or the regression output looks like. Once you have it in Word, you can actually correct some of the names. You can change the names from either the title of the columns or the rows. For the most part, you just select the entire table. Just shift down and then Control C and then Control E in your paper. So let's close this window. So now let's say you want to run another regression with the throws variable in there. So let's run that one. So that's the regression. And now we're going to do reg2 again. We're going to save it in the same file. But in this case, because that file has already a regression output, and we want to add a second one to compare. So the second time you type append. And if you run a third regression, you just append until you're done. So I'm going to run this one. Just click. One thing that I forgot to mention in the previous example is that if you have a Mac, you probably won't be able to open it from this window. You have to go and open it from Word document. So you need to open Microsoft Word and then File Open and look for that file. And that file should be saved in the Word document, in the working directory. So those who have a Windows machine, you just click on that link. That is going to show you a nice, and that's the regression. This is the comparison between the two regressions. One only have one variable, the last one has two variables. And then if you like this, you just copy and paste and they'll send it to your document. So that's for regressions. If you get this error when using reg, just make sure that you close the window. If you are appending new models into the regression, Just close the window and then rerun it again. Now, for other type of outputs in Stata, there is a command called asdoc. That command is helps, is good for non-regression output. So you need to install it again. You can type replace here if you already, in case you have it, if you want to update it. So in this case, install, and then the command is simple. Remember that how we run the t-test in previously. So this is the way we run a t-test previously, right? So outside this command, you will type the user written command, the asdoc. You use asdoc before the command, and after the command at the end, you can type save. And then here you can, it's the same as our 2, you can tell the software where do you want to save the files. So in this case, I'm going to call it my results doc and then replace. So I'm just going to run it here. And then you can see it runs the test. Looks a little messy here, but if you click on my results doc again, for this command probably Word doc, the Macs may work. If not, you need to open Word and then find the file, and that is the output. So this is the t-test, the observations, the 2 means, and the p-value at the end. Let's run the second test that we did. Now, notice in this case I don't type replace at the end, because if you don't type replace, what this command does is it automatically appends the results to the previous file. So I'm just click on when it says my results.doc, and now we have the second results right here below. We close this, and let's say you want to also add the correlation matrix. So this is the code that we use for the correlation matrix. So basically the command kind of uses it's kind of like a wrapper, right? So you put the asdoc before the command starts, and after that you use the options to save the results wherever you want. And as long as you don't put replace, it's going to keep adding to the previous file. So I'm just going to run this. So that's the correlation matrix. I'm going to close it. And if you notice, it has the 2 t-tests and also has the correlation matrix. So it keeps adding to the output as long as you don't type replace, or you can save with a different name. It works either way. If you get the same error, like the file couldn't open or something like that, it means that the Word document is open. You need to close it, and that will be pretty much the solution for that. At the end, towards the end of your Stata session, you can just close the log that you opened before, and if you go ahead and open Notepad or TextEdit, if you use a Mac, or Notepad if you use Windows, or Word document, and you look for that file, the mylog today day.log file, you will see the results of everything we did today, or everything we did in this session. You will see all the output that is printable in the screen. You won't see the graphs, but you will see all the output, all the errors, everything. That's the log file. So I hope this helps you have a better understanding of Stata. And there are some links that probably you might find useful for Stata, where it kind of showcases the documentation. and there are some general tutorials in this link. Thank you for watching.